Hello, movie fans. We just got back from seeing Godzilla King of the Monsters. So stick around and find out if we think Godzilla should conquer the world or disappear back into the ocean. This is our review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. It is the sequel to the 2014 Godzilla movie that came out, and then subsequent King Kong Skull Island movie that came out, I believe, in 2016 or 2017. And they're all part of the same universe. And so this is our review about their latest venture into the Godzilla world, and all the monsters and the kaiju that are involved. So as usual, we'll start with our adjectives only. How would you describe Godzilla King of the Monsters using only adjectives?
Chaotic, perilous, awesome.
Okay.
In some sense, crappy. But
okay.
Epic, entertaining, amazing.
Okay. High praise.
We'll get into that more later.
All right. I'd say it's exciting, action-packed, cool, and also a little predictable. But yeah, kind of for what it is. Yeah. So your overall reactions or opinions about Godzilla King of the Monsters, again, non-spoilers. We won't provide any spoilers here, so we'll talk in generalities as much as we can.
Okay, so I wasn't really excited to go and see this movie when I first saw the trailer. Like, I saw the first trailer and I was like, I don't really care about the whole kaiju thing. Like, I never really cared a lot about that. Like, Pacific Rim, sure, I like Pacific Rim. But stuff like Godzilla, I was never really into that too much. So I didn't really want to go and see it. And then I heard that it was very, like, visually stunning. And it was great. So I was like, okay, I'll go and see it. And then we went and saw it. And I came out of the theater, like, it was, like, I loved watching it. Now, the plot, I think all three of us, we were all there the whole movie. None of us left to go to the bathroom or anything. We were all there. And we were all, like, sort of blanking on the same things of, like, this doesn't make sense. That was super weird. Like, what is going on here? Which I know that some people kind of like those things that happen, but we didn't understand.
I mean, it's a monster movie.
It's monster fights.
It's like Pacific Rim. You're not there for the plot. You're there to watch monsters fight each other.
But the thing is, in Pacific Rim, I feel like you're there to watch monsters fighting, but the plot is still supposed to be okay. In this, the plot was like, without this singular plot device, the entire movie needs a completely different plot.
I feel like I would almost want to go and see it again in theaters if I could just skip through like all the stupid plot stuff that I don't care about.
It definitely was boring. Like, the plot stuff made me bored.
Yeah, the plot stuff I was like, can we please be done with this?
Yeah.
I want to see the amazing cinematography on this.
Because they do a really good cinematography that the monsters are fighting, and like any of the times the monsters are on the screen, the kaiju, whatever you want to call them, the big gigantic monsters, and there's multiple.
Titans.
It's really interesting. It's really cool looking. It's awesome fights. But then they throw in what you're supposed the people in their plot and their stories, and it didn't. I mean, it's very weak.
Though I did like about the fights, they always had a good atmosphere. Like for what it was, like where they were fighting and kind of the peril of it, and especially since non spoilers, so there was one monster that always kind of had a good atmosphere just around it at all times.
Well, I think we
like
can
actually,
say that because there's things in the trailer. They know like the basic monsters, like King Ghidorah. There's Rodan. There's Mothra. There's Godzilla. So I feel like the background, like for all of you and everybody who's seen Avengers Endgame, then like the final battle has that great background setting. Like the dark sky with like the yellow on the horizon. I feel like all of the fight scenes have these great, very colorful things. So if anyone's seen John Wick out there, then John Wick has a very like colorful atmosphere to it, and each color means something. So when the setting changes color then it changes the mood, so it means something different. And in this movie, that's very clear too. Like the blues and everything are like when it's like this beauty scene and it's like everything is going good. Then the greens are like the greens and yellows are like when something's not very good. It's like sort of mixed. And then the reds to like the darker yellow tones are like when stuff is bad. So like King Ghidorah's color is very yellow and Rodan's color is red. Whereas Mothra's color is blue and Godzilla's colors are blue to symbolize and greenish, but to symbolize the light from the dark, so you can tell sort of like where things are going based on the colors, it's really good. And also a lot of their shots are fantastic. They have a lot of fantastic shots in the movie, some of which were shown in the trailer.
Cool looking shots. Again, the visuals are great. The cinematography is awesome. The visual effects are great. The fights are good. The different locations that they go to, like there's 4 or 5 different locations, and they're all kind of different and cool. Like it's a big epic movie. Again, the plot kind of is unnecessary if you want to see these movies again. It's like they're creating this universe, and so they're trying to have some bigger plots and some bigger storylines that are going on, but it's okay. I would say that the story that I feel like the acting was not bad, but there was not necessarily much they weren't given very much to work with.
Yeah.
I think that the characters and the acting are fine. But as I said before, I'd rather see the monsters fighting, and they do almost from the beginning have action scenes. Mm-hmm. And then the cool part I think that some people like is, it's not just like, it's not Godzilla and another monster like on a island by themselves fighting each other. That can be cool. This is like, again, impacting the world. It involves like military, paramilitary. If you think of division. The Monarch Division. I mean, you think of the you're talking about the what's the other movies? Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim. I'd like it again. Pacific Rim-ish, but better in terms of the monsters that are in it. Also Transformers-ish. If you think of like the first Transformer, so like again, not the most recent one that's all it is blowing up stuff. It's the it's the early Transformers where it's like man and Transformers working together to try to defeat the evil ones, the Decepticons. And so this one I think is again similar vibe where it's like man and monster at some point trying to work together. How can we work together with these monsters and still survive, that kind of stuff, and how can we live with them? So again, there's some plot stuff in it, ideas in it that I think are good. I enjoyed the movie. I think it was an enjoyable film.
One thing I really liked, and they were kind of on this, but I really liked it, was the scoring. Me personally, I like the different themes for each character. Like they had Godzilla's theme was really good, and then they had Mothra and Ghidorah and Rodan. They had all these different themes, and some of them seemed a little bit like other movies, but those scores were also really good too. So it was kind of reminding me of those really good scores. My favorite, I would say, would probably be either Godzilla or Ghidorah's. They both have really good.
I feel like the only one that I really remembered was the Mothra one. And for me, what makes me really feel like it's a great score is when I can remember it. Like the Endgame scores and stuff, I remember those scores. Like the Mothra score, I like it. It's no Thanos score, because the Thanos score is like one of the best character themes in any Marvel movie, really, because it's a great score. But the Mothra score I thought was very good, but all of the others I didn't really notice. They didn't.
I thought they
did. I don't know.
I thought they did a fine job. Like when every new character was there. I think the other thing that was really good was that I don't know about you guys, but I felt like they made Godzilla cool.
Yeah.
Like they made Godzilla into both a likable character and a cool character again. Where, I think
still being a giant monster.
Yeah, and I think that's really important for what, they're setting up. And this not a spoiler is that they're setting up, that there's Godzilla versus King Kong, I think is 2021 or something like that. And so they're setting that up, for years.
Because they keep on making King Kong, and all the movies they keep making, like Skull Island becomes much larger than the one that climbs the Empire State
Building. And that was
Building.
60 years ago. Like, the setting for that is 60 years ago, so now he's going to be even bigger. But I feel like the one thing that this movie succeeded in doing the most for me was making me care about Godzilla and making me excited for King Kong versus Godzilla. Because before this, I was like, Godzilla, okay, sure, I don't really care that much. Godzilla versus King Kong, I'm going to see it because it's going to be kind of cool, but, you know, and then I saw this movie and I'm like, Godzilla versus King Kong is going to be awesome because Godzilla is awesome.
Right. Though it's hard to see how King Kong's going to be able to match up with Godzilla.
Exactly.
Also, I love how in this, instead of before, it's kind of Godzilla's like a bit of an anti-hero, like he's fighting this giant monster, but he's still doing a lot of damage. In this, progressively, he becomes more to like the militarian side of our side, and so there are some great scenes like towards the third act where it's Godzilla and then like the entire army behind him, and it just looks really cool because it's just like such a cool character in itself, but he's becoming almost a hero but not really, just a really cool character.
Our overall rating for Godzilla, out of 5 giant kaiju monsters, I would give Godzilla, I'll give it a 4. It was an entertaining but not a great movie. I give it a 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4.
Yeah, I give it a 4. It had great action sequences, but overall as a movie,
it
wasn't enough
if
to
you break it down in different ways.
It's cool to see on the big screen because it's got, it's a big cinematic kind of thing, but also...
Well, you're up close and it was loud. Like, even
it
just
was,
the
like,
trailers,
super loud.
it just seemed extremely loud.
Yeah, which made, like, the Godzilla roar, like, even better.
Yeah.
When it was, like,
So that's cool, but again, I'm not sure. We saw it on like, really cheap Tuesday, $6 Tuesday night, so
I mean, it was a great seat.
I don't know if I'd pay full price.
Oh, the recliner.
Say that.
I think I would pay full price to see it in, like, the Dolby Atmos.
I paid full price to see it, like, once, but not maybe twice. I'm saying with new people, but I wouldn't go by there, like, by myself if I could to see it again.
There are some movies where I'm just like Vice. I think we didn't even see Vice, but I know from Vice, I wouldn't pay money to go and see it on a giant screen with higher sound quality because that doesn't make any sense. Because it's not a movie that's about the cinematics. It's a movie that's plot driven. And it's like very like people talking, no action. But stuff like this, like Endgame and like Godzilla and stuff, like it deserves to be seen.
All right, so this is now we got Ryan's bad joke of the day.
Why do cows have hooves?
Why do cows have hooves?
What?
Because they lack toes.
That's like the worst one yet.
Okay, that's Ryan's bad joke of the day. So that's our review of Godzilla King of the Monsters. Again, thanks for everybody who's watched and liked and subscribed. We hopefully will do more of these videos going forward. There's several movies coming out in the next few weeks that we want to go see. So make sure to also hit the notification button so that you get alerted when we do have any new videos. All right, take care. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Bye.